Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. So very much welcome to my channel to you. And thank you so very much for joining us today. Today I am doing a Boxy Charm Year in Review. As many of you know, for those of you anyways who are familiar with my channel, you know that I recently canceled my Boxy Charm. And there are reasons for that. Boxy Charm was a subscription service that I never thought I would live without, honestly. It was my favorite, and it was $21 a month if you paid for it monthly. I did pay for it a year at a time. So I got each of my boxes for $19.25, I believe it was, essentially getting one box free every single year. But they also did the Boxy Luxe program, which started, I believe, last year. And that box was an additional $28. So you were paying $28.99. So you were paying $49.99 4 times a year for your Boxy Charm boxes if you elected to go that route. August was the first box of my year. July was the last box of my year. I did one of these last year. I will go ahead and link that in the cards for you guys to watch. I did it a little bit differently this year than I did last year. Last year I talked about, you know, how many of each said item that we got. This year I broke it down into the months of the year and what we received in every single month, and how I felt about the product. So we have a lot to go over. This is going to be a long video to edit. I'm going to scoot over so I can put some pictures up here. I no longer have some of these items. Some of these items I do have, but there's a lot of items, so I didn't want to dig them out. But I will let you know as we go through this what items I still have and how I feel about those items, if I still have them, or what I've done with the item. So the first box we're going to talk about is the August box of last year. The total box value was $102, and it had the Laura Lee Party Animal palette in it, which was a $19 palette. As you guys might remember, it had 6 shades in it, and they were really bright shades. I mean, really fell into that party animal thought process. I have since decluttered this palette. We also got the House of Lashes. Lashes, I haven't used them. They were $9. I don't really use lashes. I do still have them, but I haven't used them. We got the Smashbox Punch Drunk Lipstick. I haven't used it, though that was $21. We got the Wonder Beauty Gold Eye Masks. They were $13. We got 3 of them, I believe. And I love these products. I love those eye masks. They're probably my favorite eye masks. I used all of them up. I was hoarding one of them that we got because I didn't want it to be the last one I had. And then I got a box of 5 or 6 sets from FabFitFun, so I have since used the last one of those. We got a Bang Beauty chocolate eyeliner, which retailed for $22. I did put that into a giveaway. Got a second one too because my mom was a member of Boxy Charm at this time as well. That is currently in a giveaway box as well. And then we got the Ebates cuticle oil, which retails for $18. I just started using that. It really wasn't a product at that time that I was into because I couldn't do my nails working at Starbucks, so I didn't really even think about a cuticle oil. It just wasn't something that was part of my daily routine, so that product didn't mean much to me. And the total box value, like I said, was $102. I paid $19.25 for that box. And in my mind, its worth was about $31, which was the total cost of the retail items that I have used and that I currently did love. The Wonder Beauty Gold Eye Masks were $13 and the Ebates cuticle oil was $18. And those were the only 2 products out of that whole, 6 products in that box? Yes. Those were the only 2 products out of the 6 items that I did use and still currently would use. The September box was the very first Boxy Luxe box, and I remember being at my parents' house when this, when you could get in on this, right? You set a timer and you get on there and their site crashed. And it crashed and it continued to crash, and it was such a big freaking to-do. But I didn't think that I got it. I got an email stating I didn't get in on it this time, but there would be more chances in the near future. And so I thought I was out. I thought I was done. And then, like, I don't know, 5 minutes later, I got another email saying that I got in. So I was a little bit confused and wasn't sure if I was going to get this box or not, but I did end up getting this box. So as you guys maybe are aware, the first Luxe box came with 10 items in it. Its total retail value was $355.99, which I thought was amazing. It came with a Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chisel palette, which I love. That was a $45 item. I love that palette. I did get one from my mom as well. It came with a Galactic Skin Duo Glow, which was $26. I haven't used that. It is still in my collection, but I haven't even swatched it. It came with the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette, $35. I haven't used it. I probably will not use it. It will probably show up in my palette roulette series at some point in time, and at that point I will have to decide if I want to give it away or not, because I haven't even swatched it. So we'll see. I've heard really great things about it. My friend Courtney KH loves that palette. It's just really not up my alley. It's very cool toned and a very blue. We also got the R&Co Death Valley Dry Shampoo for $17. This was a sample size. I did use it. I used it up. It wasn't something that I was amazed by, and $17 for a sample size of dry shampoo I thought was pretty ridiculous in price. But more so ridiculous in price because it just wasn't amazing. It wasn't an amazing dry shampoo. I prefer the Amika one to that one, which isn't saying much because Amika is actually kind of a poopy dry shampoo, if you ask me. But it was also at a time when I wasn't using dry shampoo a whole lot, so I didn't have the, you know, pinky up thought processes towards some other dry shampoos. For those of you unfamiliar, my favorite dry shampoo is the Oribe one, which is like $48. I will not purchase that one ever because it's so expensive, but I prefer that for a dry shampoo, and the R&Co one was just not it. And also I was a little disappointed because that was a sample size of their dry shampoo, and this Luxe box was supposed to be 10 full-size items. And I think this was, honestly, as awesome as this box was, this was really part of the demise of my feelings towards Boxy Charm. The next thing was a Smashbox limited edition primer water. It was $32 retail, and it was awful. It had a citrus scent, I want to say a lemon scent. It kind of reminded me of Lemon Pledge. And its spritzer broke. It had the worst spritzer on it, mostly because it would spritz like and leave vacant areas on my face where it just kind of spat at me instead of spritzed at me. And it really kind of turned me off to Smashbox primer waters, even though I had heard so many rave things about them. But I've since changed my mind about that. I do have this one here that I have been using pretty regularly. It's the Smashbox and Hood Witch Photo Finish Love Ritual Primer Water, and I do like this one. The smell of it is really good, and the spritz on it is really nice. But this one almost ruined it for me for the Smashbox Primer Waters. I got the Sol de Janeiro Ipanema Glow Oil, which I haven't even used. It sits over in my body section over there. Haven't even used that. It retails for $35 if I didn't say that. I got the Grande Cosmetics Hydra Plump Lip Plumper Stick, lipstick-ish. and it actually kind of hurts to use it. I have used it. I did love the color, but it's a $25 item in my collection that I rarely use because it hurts. It's like little needles poking into your lips. I did not like it at all. We got the Luxe Airbrush Foundation Brush, $38 brush. It is this brush right here. This is, if I'm going to put my foundation on with a brush, this is the brush I do it with. Have you guys seen Raw Beauty Christy and how she raves and raves and raves about that IT Cosmetics Love Blush brush? I can't remember what the brush is called, but she has one that she uses every single day for her foundation by IT Cosmetics. There's very much like this. It's dense, it's rounded, and it's just so great for putting on foundation. I feel the same way about this one. Luxe is one of my favorite brushes, brush brands, and I feel that way about this brush. This brush really was worth it to me, and that's a $38 makeup brush. Then we got the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Serum, which was an $80 serum. It is this one here. And I just started using this serum on my face. It's not a bad serum. Up until this point, I have not been super fond of Juice Beauty, and that's why it sat here for as long as it did, because I just wasn't going to use it. Not a fan of Juice Beauty. But this isn't bad. I don't find that it is amazing. I don't see that it has changed my skin in any way, shape, or form. But it's decent. It's not bad. That was an $80 serum. We got the Alamar Ojitos brush set. It was 3 brushes by Alamar Cosmetics. I still have them in my brush caddy that's back here. I use them. I just used one today. I just used this one today. Obviously it's dirty, so I don't find that them to be awful. They are good brushes. I didn't like the blender brush. I could take or leave the eyeshadow blending brush in that set, but the other two, the flat one that you would use to put like eyeliner on, or that one I use pretty regularly. My mother gave me her set. And then the last thing is the Vintage Cosmetics headband. It's pink and has white polka dots on it and a bow. I use that headband often. I think it's in my wash right now. That is a really nice headband. Instead of putting a regular headband in my hair to do my makeup, like putting that on there leaves my hair without the kink from a headband, so I do use that quite often. Again, that box's total retail value was $355.99. I paid $48.24 for it. That is my $19.25 plus the $28.99 that it cost extra for the Luxe box. And I feel like this box worth for me was $185.99 because it did have several items in it. Of the 10 items that were in it, I did use up one of them. Even though I didn't like it, I did use it up. And then there were 5 other items that I really love out of this. The other things, the primer water I did use up as well. It wasn't my favorite. So of the things that we got, I did use up or love 6 of the items that were in this box of 10. So I feel like that the worth of that Luxe box was pretty spot on. The October box had a total retail value of $108. It had an IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara in it, which was $24. That was the first time I had ever used that mascara, and I did love that mascara at the time. I have since realized that it's not my favorite mascara. It's kind of clumpy and icky. It just gets onto my, cheekbones and makes me look like a raccoon sometimes, so it's not my favorite. We got the Ahava hand cream for $10. I haven't even used it. It's sitting over there. This is one of those things that I really think that BoxyCharm should steer away from. Like, people aren't into it for the hand lotions. Like, we could go to Walmart and get a hand lotion for $2. So they put a, you know, like purse size version of this Ahava hand cream in there, and it supposedly is worth $10. It just doesn't really lend to the retail value of the box. Kat Von D liquid lipstick, which was $20. This was, I think, before the Kat Von D crap that's going on. But I actually really kind of loved this Kat Von D lipstick. I think I got Bow and Arrow, which is a really pretty brown. It is still in my vanity here. I got Bow and Arrow. This a really pretty brown. It's a really nice neutral color. I do love like brown toned lips, and that is the color of it. It's kind of like nudie brown, right? And then my mother also got one, and she got Lolita, I believe. Yeah, she got Lolita, so she gave me hers as well. I don't mind these liquid lipsticks. I think that they go on well. They stay pretty on the lips for a long time. That one is the Lolita one. They're really pretty in color. Their longevity is not bad. They do dry down really super harsh though. Like they make my lips feel like I haven't had moisture on my lips in years. So I try not to use them very often, because if I put a gloss or anything over the top of them, then they're just a giant mess. But I do like them a lot. Then we got the Briogeo leave-in mask for your hair. It's $16. Again, I haven't used it. It sits over there. I didn't really at this point in time tend to use anything really that we got as hair products. So that really didn't lend to the value of the box for me. And then we got the Pure Midnight Masquerade palette, which had cheek products and eye products in it. And this is not something that I've used. It may or may not show up on my palette roulette series at some point in time. My daughter wants it. I may give it to her prior to that point. The cheek products in it I found to be really pretty. I would love to try them. But the eye colors, there was only 6 shades, I want to say. 6 shades. And they're just not spectacular. I don't find them to be like uber pretty. And this palette was the biggest thing, or the biggest retail value in the box. It was $38. So again, the box total was $108 retail value. I paid $19.25. And there were 2 products in it that I really liked, the Superhero mascara and the Kat Von D lipstick. So that made the worth of the box for me $44, which was more than the cost of the box for me, obviously. So it was a good box. The November box had the Cover FX glitter drops. These were awful. If you guys remember, they were gold. And you could use just the teeniest, tiniest bit and still look like the Gold Tin Man. So I never used these. Never. My mom gave me hers too. And I'm just like, what am I going to do with 2 things of these gold glitter drops? I like Cover FX's brand. I hated those. Those retailed for $44. Then we had the Ace Beauty Grandiose palette, which was $24.99. I haven't even used that yet, but it is a beautiful palette. And as long as the formula is pretty good, I can see it being in my collection for quite some time. We got the Luxie Luminous Eye Brush Set for $21. Luxie brushes, again, are my favorite. Boxy Charm was how I was introduced to them. And Boxy Charm really is how I collected as many as I have. I have a ton of Luxie brushes. I love them. So that was definitely worth it for me, and those were $21. And then we got a Janta Blue Star Glitter Eyeliner. I still have that, you guys. This is it. It is a black eyeliner with gold glitter in it, which I think is stupid for an eyeliner. I still have it, but that doesn't mean I will ever use it. And I think the reason why I still have it is because that one I took out and swatched on my hand, and the one that my mom gave me wasn't used at all, so I put that one into a giveaway. That only retailed for $5. And then we have the Lashaholic lashes, which are $14.99. These ones came in kind of a gold and black box, I believe, and I haven't used them. I do have 2 sets. I think I gave one away to a friend. My mom gave me her set, and they retailed for $14.99. So the total worth of the box was $109.98. That's what its retail value was. But there was only one item in this box that I have used and loved, and it's the Luxe Luminous eye brush set. Everything else I either gave away or hated. So that eye brush set was only worth $21. So realistically, that box I barely had a worth out of, or value for myself out of, that I paid for. So it was like $2.75 more than what I paid for the box was my value out of that box. November was probably the worst for me, I want to say. I could be wrong. So then in December, we got our second Luxe box. So again, we paid $48.24 for this box. My $19.25 plus the $28.99. We had the Elemis Marine Cream, which was $89. I loved this moisturizer. Loved it. I used it up. I used it so quickly. My face just drank it up. So I loved it. I would repurchase it, but it is a $90 moisturizer when I have so many more that I can use. I haven't repurchased it at this point in time. Then we had the Tarte Glitter Lip Paint. I am 40, in my 40s. And a glitter lip paint just doesn't do it for me, honestly. And it was kind of a brown glitter lip paint. It was $20. And I did not like it. We had the Violet Voss Holy Grail eyeshadow palette, $45 retail value. I love Violet Voss. She is one of my favorite formulas out there. And I love this palette. We got the Suva Beauty Protege palette, which was $34. I did choose this. In this Luxe box, you were able to choose one of the items that went into your box. This is the one I chose. I think the other item that you could have chosen was a flat iron. And again, I wasn't doing anything with my hair at that point, so I wasn't going to choose that. I haven't used this Protege palette, but it is a beautiful palette. I imagine that when I do use it, that I will keep it, hold on to it. Suva Beauty is a brand that I haven't used a whole lot of, but we've been receiving quite a bit of Suva Beauty recently in subscription boxes. So they kind of excite me, honestly. And then again, Luxe brushes. We got the Luxe Rose Gold brush set. This brush set had like 8 brushes in it, I think, and it was a $65 retail value. Love them so much. We got the Sponge Gel Buffer, which I haven't used. It's sitting over there in a drawer with my body care stuff. Haven't used it. I've heard it's amazing. My friend JC has used hers, and she said it still smells delicious every time she uses it, so I just need to break mine out. And then we got the Grande Cosmetics mascara. Grande Cosmetics is not my favorite. This mascara was not good. It was $25 retail value, and I hated it. It was really natural, honestly, and the feel, this sounds ridiculous, but the feel of the packaging was, it made my teeth hurt, if that, if that makes any sense. It was like nails on a chalkboard for me. I hated the packaging of it. I didn't like how it looked on my nails, on my lashes. It was just super natural, and I have natural lashes. I have decent natural lashes. I don't need a natural mascara as well. It didn't really do anything for me. And then we have the Pretty Vulgar powder. I haven't used it, but it is a beautiful container. It sits in my vanity on top so that I can look at it because it is pretty. I don't use powder on my face. This was a $32 retail value powder. I do love the container. I love the container. But I would have never bought it for myself because purchasing a powder is just not, it's just not what I do because I don't use them. I am old, so powders tend to make me look older. I've heard that this powder is an amazing powder though. And then we had the Crimes of Beauty portable charger wristlet that was $22 retail value. And if you guys remember correctly, this wristlet had that portable charger inside of it that actually was blowing up and melting. So I threw the portable charger, I took to a, recycling bank and got rid of it because I didn't want any part of that thing blowing up or melting or catching on fire in my house. There's just no way that I wanted that to happen. The wristlet I have used a couple times, and it says Glam AF on the front of it, and people always comment on it every single time I use it, but it definitely didn't have the $22 worth, just the wristlet. I think the wristlet itself was only worth like $5 or something like that. It's not bad. I used the wristlet, so I really can't say that it was a horrible item to have in the box, but the charger portion was. So the total of this box was $352. The worth to me was $233. There was an awful lot in this box that I loved. There was an awful lot in this box that I've used or will keep in my collection just cause. The biggest things being that LMS Marine Cream, which was $90 or $89 of the value for me. And the Luxie Rose Gold Brush Set, which was $65. Those things were more than half of the worth for me. Sorry, guys. The battery kind of died. That was weird. I just changed that battery. And now I've just changed it again. I hope that the scenery is very similar to what it was. So there were 4 items in this box that I loved. There was one that I used, the wristlet, and there were a couple that there was just no way I was going to use, and a couple that I will. What I will say is this box only had 9 items in it versus the 10 from the last Luxe box, but still had a retail value of $352, and the worth for me, the value in this box for me was actually quite large. The January 2019 box had a Briogeo Rosarco milk. Again, this was a sample size or purse size or deluxe size item, not a full size item. It was $12. I've not used it. It's a hair product that I don't really go on and on and on about hair products. So it had an Ofra liquid lipstick in it in Miami Fever. This was a bright orange liquid lipstick. And in my opinion, bright orange is something that is very, you really have to know your audience to feed them a bright orange lipstick. I hated this. I love Ofra liquid lips, but I would never use a bright orange color ever on my lips. So it was a $20 retail value that didn't mean anything to me. Then we got the Tarte limited edition Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 palette. This palette is not my favorite palette. This palette I've never even used because it's just so light in color. I haven't used it, and that was a $36 palette. Then we got some Tatcha masks. These were $24, and I think there were 2 of them in the box. I did love these masks, but $12 on a sheet mask seems absolutely ridiculous to me because there were 2 and they were $24, so that has to mean that they're $12 a piece, and that is crazy. They were really nice sheet masks, though. Were super thick. They felt like they were made of like silk almost, instead of like a sheet, instead of like a, thick paper product, which is what most of your sheet masks kind of feel like. And then the $1 Billion Brows brow pencil was $18 retail value. This was the worst brow pencil I've ever used in my life. It was really waxy and therefore like would go on to your brows and just kind of smudge all over the place. I was consistently having to get the color from that brow pencil off of my skin because it wanted to smudge all over the top onto my forehead. And it wasn't really like sweat proof, waterproof, anything proof, which is fine because it was January, but I did at that time still work with Starbucks. It was super hot in the store all the time. You're constantly moving, constantly sweating. And it was an awful brow pencil. I would never, ever purchase a brow pencil from Billion Dollar Brows ever in my life again, simply because of my experience with that brow pencil. And also it broke. Like it wasn't long me using it before it was broken in its encasement, but also it was gone and nothing flat. It seemed to go away quite quickly, and I think because of what it was made out of, because of the smudginess of it, it just kind of, there was too much that was getting used on a daily, no matter what the pressure was that I put on the pencil. The total value of this box was $110. I paid $19.25 for this box. It was part of my regular Boxy Charm, subscription. And my worth out of this box was a whopping $24 because I love the Tatcha sheet masks, and that was it. There was one item in the 5 items that were in this box, one item that I ended up using. The rest of it either still sits in my collection and I know that I won't use it and will probably go into a giveaway or into a declutter at some point in time. My daughter maybe will get them, or they just flat out went into a giveaway then, or into the trash. So the February box had a Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is a $24 mascara. It's not my favorite mascara. It is a wet mascara, therefore it ends up on my cheekbones. It doesn't do much for my lashes, if I am honest, and it's just not my favorite. It came also really goopy. It came looking like it had been sitting on a shelf open for months. And then you put the cap back on it, maybe put some, I don't know, something to make it a little more creamy into it to mix it up, and sent it off. It looked old. And then you had the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan Highlight. Mine came shattered. They did send me a new one, but it was a completely different color. So I really can't speak to the old one. It was a $32 item. The new one, again, completely different color. Not even sure I remember what color it is in my vanity back there. Both of them are actually, because I repressed the old one. And they're both pretty. They're just not my favorite. Honestly, I have highlighters that I like far more than either one of them in both the champagne or the, rose gold. They're not bad, but they are a $32 highlight, and the packaging on them is so cheap. It's so cheap. It looks like a really cute picture frame when you hold it upright, but trying to get it open, it's super hard to get open. It's just plastic. It's just a plastic container, and it's not really secure. It's not, the packaging is secure because it does clasp shut and it's super hard to open. But it's not secure in the fact that, it bounces around and there's no cushion to it. It gets broken. It's very soft, so it gets broken super, super easy. The one that I repressed, if I don't set it just right in my vanity, it will shatter. Again, I've repressed it, I think 3 times. So then we got the Touch and Soul No Problem Primer. I just started using this guy. It is an $18 primer. I actually kind of love it. I'm not a huge fan of pore filling primers, but this one feels different. It doesn't feel like a pore filling primer. It doesn't have that silicone-y feel to it. It is kind of silky feeling. Also, it doesn't lift my foundation. Every time I've used a pore filling primer, even the Benefit Pore Filler or Professional, even that one, it kind of lifts my foundation in pills. This one doesn't do that, and it comes in a really cool glass bottle. I really actually dig this primer, and I did this. I filled out this paperwork. This has honestly been sitting here on my desk ready for me to film for months now. I filled this out before I started using this primer, so it's not calculating my total. I'll see if I can do that really quick. So the next thing we got was the Pharmacy Clean Bee Cleanser. It was $22. I haven't used this. And it was just a little tiny, I feel like it was a deluxe size, not a full size option. And we got the Trusty Lip Crayon, which retails for $25, and I don't mind this lip crayon. A lot of people had an issue with it. It's kind of funkily shaped. It has kind of a rectangular shape to it, and it has a balm at the end of it that you can also pull out and put on your lips as well. I kind of love this lip crayon, and that might be an unpopular opinion. I want to say I remember not very many people liking it, but I love the color of it, and I love actually how it felt on my lips, and I kind of love the balm. And I love the fact that it had magnetic packaging, so it stayed super secure in my purse as well. So the February box total box value was $121, which is more than any of our single boxes had been in quite some time. And I really loved the Touch and Soul, well now currently, I love the Touch and Soul primer, which was $18. And I love the Trusty Lip Crayon, which was $25. So prior to me having tried that Touch and Soul No Problem primer, my retail worth for this box was only $25 for that Trusty Lip Crayon. But then you add the $18 for the Touch and Soul, and it puts it at like $43, and I can deal with that. That's twice what I paid for the box, so I'm okay with that. The March box was our next Boxy Luxe, and it was total retail value of $301.98. And I don't know if you guys are noticing a pattern here, but the Luxe boxes kept going down in retail value. The first thing in this box that I made note of was the Cover FX face palette. This was a $45 palette. It had multiple shades of like blushes, there's bronzers and highlights in it. So I think it had 6 pans in it, and there were multiple shades of these items in it. It's not a bad face palette. I actually kind of dig it. Mine came a little light, so I tried it with my friend JC, but I still like it. I've only used it one time, but I still like it, and I did tally it into my value that I got out of that box. We got a 2-piece Moda brush set. I gave these brushes away. Moda brushes are not bad brushes. I do love them. I have one set of Moda brushes that I use pretty much on a daily. And obviously it's dirty. I use it all the time. Whoops, dropped it. It's one of my favorite brushes. So it was just simply that these brushes were not great brushes for me, in my opinion. They'd be good for a starter, which I believe I gave them to my mom. My other mom wanted some brushes for her birthday or for Mother's Day or something. I can't remember what I gave them to her for. I think Mother's Day. I bought her a cup and from Starbucks, a nice cup, and I got her just a bunch of brushes out of the brushes that I had in my collection that I have never used before. And I bought her a brand new set as well, and I just kind of compiled this stack of brushes for her. And one of them was a long like highlight brush, which I don't use. I like a short, more fluffy but kind of dense brush. This one was really super fleshy and floppy. Really super fluffy and floppy. So it wasn't a brush that I was going to use. And then a face powder brush, like kind of like a blush brush. The packaging was really pretty. The handles on them were really pretty, but they just weren't something I was going to use. So I did give them to her. Those retailed for $30. So said the pamphlet. $29.99. Then we got the Iconic Eyebrow Cushion. This is a $40 item. I didn't use mine. Mine still sits over there. My mother gave me hers. I gave that to my friend JC. I gave it away. I gave one of them away, and I still have one that sits over there. And JC will probably end up with that one too, because I use pencils, and these days I just use Gimme Brow because I have my eyebrows waxed and tinted. So Then we have the Wonder Beauty Pill Off Mask. I gave this away. It was $34. If you guys don't know what this was, it was in a pink, you know, squirty thing, and it had glitter in it, and you put the mask on your face and then wash it off or peel it off. It was peel off, right? Yeah, you peel it off. These are not the kind of masks that I use on my face. Number one, it has glitter in it, and that is just not me. I'm not into Instagramming that. So, and I feel like glitter in your face product is kind of silly, honestly. But I also don't like the mess of it all, so I stick with sheet masks. So it just wasn't my cup of tea. Lily Lashes, $24.99. I did give these away. I sent them off to my friend Grace. And then we have the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream, $48 moisturizer. I still have that. I really can't wait to use it, but at the same time, I've heard really bad things about it. I've had several people tell me that that cream in particular broke them out, my sister being one of them. So I'm a little leery about it, but I can't wait to use it. I still have it. I just haven't used it. We got a Becca lipstick, which was $24. My mother and I got 2 different shades, so she gave me her shade, and I love this lipstick formula. It's a bullet lipstick. I love the lipstick formula. So I have both shades. I love both shades. Those were $24 a piece. We got a Morphe palette that is this one, actually, that sits right here. This is it. And I got the one called Night Master. Those are the shades. And it really cute, just pretty basic, neutral palette. That palette retails for $16. I use it actually kind of often. And then we have the Deborah Lippmann nail polish. I gave these away. They were really just kind of plain in color. I gave them to my daughter. I gave them away. That retail value was $20. And then we got a Boxy Charm train case, which I actually have back here below my vanity that I hold the boxes. I'm kind of a hoarder, and I keep all the original boxes for my product, and I keep all the boxes in there until I put the boxes into the bigger box that I have all the boxes in. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that supposedly retailed for $20, although I do not agree with that. I do not think that was at all ever in a million years worth $20. I do love that train case. I have used it. It does hold quite a bit. So the total retail value of this March Boxy Luxe was $301.98. I paid $48.24, and to me, the total value worth for me was $105. I did have 4 items that I really, really, really loved. I do have some items that I didn't super love, I didn't super love because I haven't super used them yet. They're still sitting over there to be used. I'm excited to use them. And then I had a few items that I gave. So the April box, we got the Pure Festival palette. It's a $36 palette. I haven't used this palette. I'm excited to use this. But Pure and I have one of those relationships where it's really a love-hate kind of relationship, because half the stuff I have from Pure I absolutely love, and the other half I absolutely hate. It's either a miss entirely for me or it's a love entirely for me. I feel like somebody is trying to get my attention out there, but maybe I'm seeing things. We got another Luxie set, Luxie 3-piece brush set for $28. Absolutely love those. We got the Artist Couture Loose Highlighter. I got 2 different shades because my mother got a different shade than me, which is always awesome. These were $27 a piece. I haven't used mine at all. We got the Appeal Hollow Lip Gloss. Haven't used it, won't use it. It's very glittery, and I'm just not here for glitter lip gloss. That was a $21 item. And then we got the Bodyography Eye Pencil, which I think I still have right here. It is like it's a metallic eye pencil. I haven't used it. It's in bronze. This total box value, retail value, was $126. And the total worth for me was $28. So the reason why it was $28 is because of that Luxie 3-piece brush set. And that's the only thing really in that box that I loved or have used. The rest of it I have not. So the Pure Festival palette I will probably use. I can see me using that. The Artist Couture loose highlighters. I'm a little afraid of loose product, loose blushes, loose highlighters, loose bronzers, anything like that, because of the sheer fact that you can put just so much on accidentally. So I kind of get a little wonky with that. I can see me using almost everything in this box, but I haven't yet. So right now, as it stands, the only thing of value to me was that 3-piece brush set, which was $28. The May box came with the Glam Glow Bubble Cleanser. Haven't used that. That is a $28 item. The Alamar Blush Trio. When I first saw this, I didn't think it was all that spectacular, and mine again came in a color story that I just didn't prefer, so I traded out with my friend JC. That's the best part of her and I having Boxy Charm, was that we could trade out our product, and we did quite frequently actually. She got the deeper tone blush trio and I got the lighter tone blush trio, and if you guys are familiar with my channel, you know that I like the deeper tones on my skin just because I'm a little more olive complected, and some of those lighter tones just don't look very good on my skin. So we traded that out. I do love it. I didn't think I was going to at first, but I do love it. And that thing retails for $22. We got the Ciate Eye Luster Cream Eyeshadow. This is it. It is pretty. I don't know why I haven't used it. I just haven't. Then we got the Dosa Color Matte Liquid Lip. I gave that away. It was, again, a really super bright color that I will never use. That was an $18 item. And we got the Mellow Brow Definer for $18. That sits over here. I just haven't used it yet. The total value of this, or the total retail price of this box, was $108. I find its value for me to be $22 because of the blush that I did like. The other items I either gave away or haven't used yet. In June, I got my last Boxy Luxe box. This retail value went up quite a bit, but it still wasn't as much as that first or second box. Its retail value is $335. We did get the Tarte Tarteist Glow Cheek palette, which I loved, but a lot of people got a choice in what they wanted and I did not, which I didn't understand. I am glad that I got the one I got. I do love it. It was a $45 item. We got the Touch and Soul Primer Essence. Don't understand this product, honestly. I haven't used it. It's $23. We got the PYT Mini Hair Dryer, which was a retail value of $85. That currently sits in my giveaway box because I don't see myself using it. I don't heat any portion of my hair. So, and I think that's why my color stays as long as it does, which, by the way, I just recently put this like blonde gray tone in here, and I put some blue in here. You guys, I love it. But I hate this haircut. I'm just saying, I hate it. It's too short right now. I got tired of the asymmetrical stuff, so I went ahead and let her cut it all one length all the way around, and I hate it. But I definitely love the color. It's going to be like, what, 4 weeks before my hair is the length that I want it to be. We're going to deal with it. But that mini hair dryer just, it wasn't for me, sis. I just didn't get on with it. The Dr. Brandt Yogurt Cleanser. Haven't used this. I have a ton of cleansers right now that I'm trying to work through. So that's a $35 item. I do like Dr. Brandt skincare, so I can see me getting on with that just fine. Pharmacy Night Serum I haven't used yet. That's a $58 item. I'm excited to use that, but I had just started using the Juice Beauty stuff when we got this box, so I won't be opening that yet. We got Living Proof Volume Blast, which I haven't used yet. It is a $29 item. A Trustique Mascara, which is $25 item, which I haven't used yet. It's the one with the gimmicky like eyelash curler at one end. It seems a little weird to me. Then we got the Skin & Co. Truffle Therapy Mist, which is $35. I did use this a couple times. It ended up going to a friend because I hated it. It had like this awful like pepperminty scent to it, which was good at first, but then wasn't. And it was just really sticky. So this box, its total retail value is $335. I paid $48.24 for it. And as of right now, its total value to me, its worth to me, is $45, which is less than I paid for the box. Because the only thing that I really, really love and have used out of it is that Tarte cheek palette. With that being said, there is probably, $100, $150 worth, $147 more dollars worth of product in this box that I can see myself using. The Dr. Brandt Yogurt Cleanser, definitely. The Pharmacy Night Serum, definitely. The Live Proof Volume Blast, definitely. Maybe the Skin Essence Primer Essence Touch and Soul stuff, maybe. There's a good, almost $150 worth of product that I will probably use out of that box. But that was the worst. Like, that was the box that I paid the most for and didn't get really the worth out of it. And I think that's when I had solidified myself to the fact that I was canceling Boxy Charm. In July, my last box, this was the highest retail value of any like regular season Boxy Charm box, which kind of pissed me off that they decided to finally start doing something with their retail values of their boxes. But honestly, there wasn't much in this box that I loved. I was so sad. So we have the LMS Veggie Mask that came in this box. That is a $35 retail value item, and I haven't used it. I do love LMS products, but I just haven't used this product yet. We have the Butter London Eye Shadow, which was a $32 palette. I haven't used it. It's really not a palette that I thought was amazing. The color story alone in it didn't woo me, so we had a Luxe 3-piece brush set, which was a $30 brush set, which I find very hard to believe. Even though Luxe brushes are good brushes, they're not spendy brushes. So $10 for each of those brushes really seems a little outlandish to me. Then we had the Tarte Glitter Lip Paint again. That was a duplicate for me that I had already received earlier in the year. And I was really disappointed with that product. Then we got the Kojendo wipes. This was a set of makeup wipes, 10 of them, that they wanted to pretend were worth $17. And I thought that that was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous filler item in my box, and I was quite pissed, actually. So $134 is what this total retail value of this box was. And the worth for me was for the 3-piece brush set by Luxe, that, again, they wanted to pretend was $30. I might use another $67 worth of product in this box, maybe, for like the LMS product, and no, let's go with $35. And yeah, I just was so disappointed with Boxy Charm over this last year. So the total items that I got from Boxy Charm over the last year was 79 items. And if you account for the sets of items, then we're looking at 100 items. Okay, 100 items. I spent $231 for my subscription to Boxy Charm. And then an additional, additional $28.99 during those 4 Boxy Luxe months. So I spent a total of $346.95. And the total retail value for everything was $2,263.95. The total retail value of last year's boxes, if you guys watched last year's video, was $1,672.07. So the value for me of those boxes, so if you guys take just what I loved out of each box, the value for me was less than half of what we received retail value, and it was $793.99. So minus what I spent on the boxes, I still got $447.04 over what I paid for in product. But when you're receiving a subscription box that you get almost $2,300 worth of products from, you hope that you like most of what you get. And I apparently liked half of what I got. So I got one item that was a duplicate item from what I had received earlier in the year. So that item was totally ridiculous to me. Keep track of what you're sending people. And don't send duplicates. There were 17 items that I gave away. There were 33 that I have not used. There were 22 products that I absolutely loved, and then 13 that I absolutely did not like, and only one product total that I threw away. I would say that, you know, Boxy Charm is a decent subscription box, and if you're looking to like make a collection of makeup, this is a good subscription to get into. You pay $21 a month, and if you do it a year at a time, then, or 3 months at a time, or 6 months at a time, you get a discount on your boxes, and you do get quite a bit of product. My first year, I think I liked a lot of what I got in Boxy Charm, but I also didn't have the makeup collection that I currently have. I also, you know, was trying to build up my product. I canceled Boxy Charm this year because I just found myself to be disappointed with more and more of the products that we got, and their regular subscription boxes kept coming with less and less full-size items, and honestly less and less of a retail value to them, less and less of a retail price, MSRP. When I first signed up to Boxy, I paid $21 a month, $19.25, because I did it for a year, and I got 5 to 6 full-size items, and now it's $21 a month and you get 4 to 5 full-size items. I love the Boxy Luxe boxes, but even the last couple Boxy Luxe boxes didn't have anything special in them. I find that the stuff that they're sending as fillers, the $5, you know, eye pencils or $10 hair masks or whatever, are just not in it for me. They're not in that box for me. I'm not the person. I'm not. So with that being said, I am happy actually that I unsubscribed to Boxy Charm. I know that first month I was kind of going through a little bit of FOMO, like I'm so afraid that I'm not going to get what I want. I like, there's stuff in that box that I could use, you know, and as I saw more and more of my friends unbox their Boxy Charms, I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And I don't. I have so much stuff. So I'm really happy that I canceled it. I am. But I'm also really happy that I got the products that I got and loved from Boxy Charm. I will never badmouth Boxy Charm to the extent that I will say don't do it. If you're looking to, you know, have a bigger collection than what you currently have, Boxy Charm is the way to go. You get a lot of good product for a very small price. And if you don't have a lot of product, then you don't need to worry about, you know, getting duplicates or getting duplicates to what you already have in your collection is another thing. These kind of videos help me really just dig in to what I receive from certain boxes so that it helps me to make a decision on whether I actually need that subscription or not, and whether I actually want that subscription or not. So I started making this list prior to unsubscribing from Boxy Charm, but I knew that month over month I wasn't super happy with them anymore. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I also hope that you liked it or me enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. I really would love to have you along for this crazy midlife crisis of mine. I would love to see you guys in the comments section. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. And until next time, guys, bye.